The Vexthera had been the apex predator of Kepler 442b for over 3 million years. Standing 12 feet tall on 6 razor-sharp limbs, its obsidian carapace could deflect plasma bolts, and its rows of crystalline teeth could shear through titanium. Most terrifying of all were its 4 eyes that could see across 17 different spectrums, making it the perfect nocturnal hunter. Nothing on this world could hide from it in the dark. The creature had watched the strange pale beings establish their settlement in the valley below. These humans moved awkwardly on only 2 limbs, possessed laughably thin skin, and seemed nearly blind in the darkness. When the Vexthera had eliminated the previous colonists, a proud warrior race called the Corvani, it had taken mere hours. These humans would be even easier prey. For 3 nights the Vexthera had observed their patterns. The humans sealed themselves inside metallic structures when darkness fell, cowering behind barriers like prey animals. Their technology seemed primitive. No energy shields, no quantum disruptors, just simple kinetic weapons and basic electronics. The creature's mandibles clicked with anticipation. Tonight it would feed. Dr. Sarah Chen was conducting her routine perimeter check when the settlement's motion sensors began screaming warnings. As the xenobiologist on duty, she'd studied the reports from the failed Corvani colony. She knew what was coming. Emergency Protocol 7, she announced calmly into her comm unit. All personnel to designated safe zones. This is not a drill. The other colonists scattered like startled prey, exactly as the Vexthera expected. But Dr. Chen didn't run. Instead, she walked deliberately to the equipment shed and retrieved a simple torch. Not an advanced plasma cutter or laser device, but an ancient stick wrapped with oil-soaked cloth. The Vexthera paused in its approach, momentarily confused. Why had this human armed itself with such primitive technology? The creature's thermal sensors detected the small flame easily, making the human an even more obvious target. Dr. Chen struck an old-fashioned match and lit the torch. The flame danced in the night air, casting wild shadows across the settlement. She held it high and began walking directly toward the monster. "You know," she said conversationally, as if addressing a colleague rather than a nightmare made flesh, "your species evolved on a world with very stable atmospheric conditions. No lightning strikes, no wildfires, no volcanic activity." The Vexthera's 4 eyes focused on the approaching human with growing bewilderment. Prey didn't walk toward predators. Prey didn't carry fire. The creature's instincts, honed over millions of years, suddenly felt uncertain. "Fire," Dr. Chen continued, her voice steady despite the approaching death machine, "is something your kind has never had to deal with. But humans? We've been playing with fire for over 1 million years. We've burned forests to flush out prey. We've used it to forge metals that don't exist in nature. We've literally harnessed controlled explosions to throw ourselves off our homeworld and reach the stars." The Vexthera slowed its approach. Something was wrong. The human scent carried no fear chemicals. Instead, there was something else. A predator's confidence that the creature had never encountered in prey before. The Corvani were impressive warriors, Dr. Chen said, now only 30 meters from the towering alien. Strong, fast, well-armed. But they fought you like a traditional enemy. They tried to match claw with claw, strength with strength. She stopped walking and held the torch higher. The flame reflected off the Vexthera's obsidian carapace, creating an almost hypnotic display of light and shadow. But humans don't fight fair. We're persistence hunters, pack animals, tool users. When we can't overpower something, we outlast it. When we can't outlast it, we outsmart it. And when we can't outsmart it, she smiled grimly, we burn it down. The Vexthera's thermal sensors suddenly detected massive heat signatures approaching from multiple directions. The human hadn't been walking toward it. She'd been leading it into a trap. Hidden colonists emerged from concealed positions, each carrying torches, flamethrowers, and incendiary devices. "Your carapace might stop a plasma bolt," Dr. Chen said, "but it's still organic matter. And organic matter burns." The creature's 4 eyes widened as it finally understood. These weren't prey animals cowering in fear. They were pack hunters, and the lone human had been the bait drawing it into a killing field. The Vexthera spun to retreat, but the humans had already formed a circle. Everywhere it looked, fire danced in the darkness. Its 17-spectrum vision, evolved to track prey, now showed it nothing but death approaching from every angle. Fire was humanity's first tool, Dr. Chen called out as the creature backed toward the center of the trap. It's also our oldest weapon. We've refined it, improved it, weaponized it in ways your species never imagined possible. The flamethrowers ignited simultaneously. The apex predator of Kepler 442b, the terror that had ruled this world's nights for 3 million years, discovered what every other species in humanity's path had learned. Sometimes the monster isn't the one with claws and teeth. Sometimes the monster is the one smart enough to bring fire to a knife fight. As the flames closed in, the Vexithara's final thought was a revelation that came 3 million years too late. In a universe full of creatures evolved for war, the most dangerous predator was the one evolved for survival. The next morning, Dr. Chen filed her report with characteristic scientific precision. Hostile xenofauna neutralized using primitive combustion technology. Recommend all future colonies include fire-based contingency protocols. Note: sometimes the oldest solutions are still the best ones. The settlement was safe. The night belonged to humanity now.